Hi everyone, it's Sarah from Nova Scotia. I'm doing another big painting today. I love doing the big paintings lately. This one is 36 by 48. It's a paint over. A friend gave me the canvas. Thanks, Michelle. So I have a coat of gesso on it. It's all primed and I have it sitting on a cake spinner. And there's a board sitting on top of the cake spinner. I don't have to worry about it sliding off on me when I spin it. Okay, I'm pretty excited to do this painting. A lot of these are left over from a couple other ones I did, and I added a few in, so it's all my favorite colors and like everything. So I arranged these from light to dark, as you can see. To help do that, you can take a picture and put it in your photo editor and then change it into grayscale, and that will help. And I just wanted to organize my lights, mediums, and darks kind of thing. This is going to be a lot of flip cups. Probably about 16 to 20. So, and I'm going to alternate my colors throughout for contrast, but because there's so many flip cups for the size of it, I want to create areas of high contrast versus low contrast to give it an overall more contrast, if that makes any sense. So, for my high contrast areas, I'm going to use black and white in the cups because that is the highest contrast you will ever get. And then I would also pick, say, like one of the darker colors and some of the lighter colors, just so there's more drastic changes throughout the color choices. For an area where I want lower contrast, I'll probably choose more of the medium range of colors because there's not as much drastic change. And then I won't use white or black. I'll probably end up using maybe like a gold or gray or something in place where I normally would use white, and then it will give that area low contrast, which will make the high contrast area next to it pop more. I'm going to do a white base on this one because I don't plan on leaving any negative space anyway. I just need something to help the paint on top flow. So I have a lot of white paint here mixed up, and all my paints are mixed probably about 1-to-1 with paint to glue, and then enough liquitex pour medium, just enough to cover the top of the mixture, and then I thin it down with water till I get to it's not too thick, not too thin, kind of in between there. So I'm going to be using titanium white. I mixed this baby blue myself, and I have a metallic silver with some blue added, a regular gold, aqua green, turquoise. This is an Aztec gold. It's super pretty. It's like darker. I'll call this coral. I mixed it myself. I'll put all the information in the description box as well. So violets. This is bronze. Look how pretty that is. That's so nice. Bright blue, magenta. This gray is a very metallic silver, and I mixed black with it and a speck of blue. This is a mix, a dark blue-green, we got violet, a deep blue, and black. So I'll just start with covering the whole thing with white as my base. I always make sure that I torch my base layer really good to get those bubbles out so they don't pop up through and kind of make a mess with your colors on top. So it can be really scary to do a big painting when you're only used to doing small ones. But what I like to do is kind of get a plan in my head. I kind of break it down into fours. So I think about my four corners and then the sections kind of between them and then in from there for the center. And if I break it up like that in my head, it doesn't seem so overwhelming. And my plan is to kind of have some high contrast on the corners and the center, and maybe some lower in between to help give it an overall more of a, I want some stuff to pop out at me. So, and I don't want the whole thing to look exactly the same because that's super boring. So my silver I'm going to use towards the outside, and I'm going to have more gold towards the center. I'll alternate, say, like some dark blues and purple in the other corners, just to, I kind of have an idea in my head, and things always change as it goes along, so we'll see what happens. So you can see the areas of high contrast versus low contrast alternating throughout, and it makes parts of it really pop. Okay, here we are. It's a few days later. I just wanted to make sure it was going to dry good since there's a lot of paint. I look all around the edges where it dries first. There's no cracking. It's looking really good. I'm loving this whole swirl effect. Kind of makes the middle looks like it's lifted out of the center of the canvas there. Okay, this is dry. It has dried beautifully. Look at this. It's pretty neat with the texture underneath from the previous painting. It gives it some character.